Today we have Ivan's dream car in for a detail.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. No, this is a 1984 Chevy Caprice Classic, but that's been donked. You don't know what donking is, you can look it up, but you'll notice it's a little taller than most 84 Chevy sedans because it's sitting on 24-inch wheels.
We're gonna show you how to wash this safely. I was just sort of joking about Ivan's dream car, but he always has quirky cars. So if you told me this was the car of your dreams, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right, I like small, not big. But anyways,
We've got a stack of microfiber towels. These are plush, Freebird 400s. We have a bottle of waterless wash in our hands, Ivan. Why are those things true?
first of all, this is not a daily driver. This is a take it to shows, have fun with it sort of car. The owner of this car, we've seen one of his other vehicles on the channel. He traded this for a lowered Miata. So he had a lowered Miata before that we did a video on. We'll have a link down below. Also a very fun car, from a Miata to this. Sort of a different thing.
Both very unique.
Yes, so his thing is fun cars, and this is a fun car. But it's also not a car that gets driven in the rain. It's not a car that gets driven in the snow. It's a car that barely gets driven. But when he does, he has fun with it. And we don't need to get it wet. In the 80s, there was chrome trim hanging off the car everywhere, and that chrome trim is attached with pins. It's not attached with just double-sided tape like today. So everywhere there's chrome trim, there's a hole in the body.
Yeah, I can feel this little piece.
Yeah,
You can hear it rattling.
yeah, because it's just held on with pins. So every time you're putting water on these, you're potentially inducing rust.
Wow,
We don't
they're-
want to do that. So the waterless wash it is. Now, for a waterless wash, a lot of people are very afraid of it with reason. And there's marketing out there that's a little false around a waterless wash saying, oh, you can wash a muddy truck with it. Watch us do it. It's going to be shiny after. From a distance, might be shiny. Close up, it's going to be all scratched up. We want to show you a safe, very safe way of using a waterless wash that is easy, simple, and once again, safe. So waterless wash is not for every car. It is not for the mud-covered Jeep. It is for a relatively clean car that you're just wanting to dust off.
There's two different categories here. There's rinseless wash, which I like to fit into every single hole. A square goes in the circle, and a round peg goes in the dry. Rinseless wash works for everything.
Right.
Interior detailing, exterior detailing, wheels. You can do tires with it. You can do the paint, glass. Waterless wash is very different. Waterless wash has a very narrow path.
Right.
And I don't try to make it into my everything chemical. And we're not trying to sell you waterless wash as that. So they're very different. If you're curious what's waterless, what's rinseless, there's another link to the podcast down below. Watch that later. But just so you know, these are different things, and we're not trying to tell you this is your everything solution.
No, definitely not. Now, waterless wash does do a lot of things. Yes, we're gonna be cleaning the body with it. You can also use it as a quick detailer on your interior. You can use it for doing your door jambs, all sorts of great little uses for it. But for washing a whole vehicle, unless it's just like this, a bit of dust on it, maybe a bit of film from the road, that's all this should be doing on a full vehicle.
The last thing I'll say before we get started, is your vehicle pretty dirty? If so, waterless wash is not the solution.
No.
And that's pretty simple. You use it with a dry wash media, so a dry towel, not a wet one. For
Right.
rinseless wash, you'd use it with a legacy sponge that's wet in your bucket. Okay, Ivan, show us how to use waterless wash.
First of all, nice plush towel, Freebird 400 in this case. And we're not folding the towel in 4, we're folding the towel in 6. The reason I'm folding the towel in 6 is I want more area, more plushness, more thickness, but at the same time, it just fits my hand nicely, and I'll have 6 sides to work with, and that's important, because once a side is used, we don't use it again.
So you fold it in half.
Yeah, fold it in half.
See, there's my hot dog. And then you're gonna go in on itself, something like that.
Correct.
And you have the folded side up top. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So a nice even surface in the bottom.
Then waterless wash, very important. It needs to emulsify the dirt, which means we need to spray it everywhere.
I'm a big use more product guy. You're always saying use less. Is this a case where a lot is good because we're gonna get more lubrication?
We want it distributed everywhere, but we don't want it a puddle on the vehicle either. And I like to grab my thumb here, and as I'm going along, I'm going to roll up the towel. And the reason I'm rolling up is to lift the dirt off the surface, and I can inspect, and there's barely anything on it, so I can do a second pass. No pressure on the towel, just rolling it up. And when you don't feel comfortable with it anymore, flip to another side and use that side.
And then can I go ahead and buff dry the thing I just did, or would you get the whole area you just sprayed?
The whole area, because it's not a quick drying product.
Okay.
And then we take a second towel that I like to fold in 4 in this case, just as a differentiator. So as I'm using these towels, I can see the difference. Then buff it to a shine. Now there's a bit of ceramic in this. It's going to provide a little bit of protection. No, it's not a ceramic coating. No, it's not as stout a protection as something like Envy, but it has that little bit of protection in it. Has a nice blueberry fragrance to it as well. Once I've used 2 sides, I will unfold my towel, fold that one side in. I've got another side to work with. And I can do the grill, the bumper. And while you're here, remember to subscribe.
So if you've got some dirt, can you use waterless wash? Like, how do I know how dirty is a waterless wash appropriate vehicle?
If you're thinking to yourself, I wonder if this is too dirty, it probably is.
Got it.
A car that's been in storage in the garage for months and just has a layer of dust on it, that's a good candidate. You've driven to the car show, your car was clean before you left your storage area, and now you're at the car show and there's a bit of dust on it. This is a lot safer than, let's say, those duster things. We won't go any more in depth with those. We don't want to give them the light of day. But now that I've used all the sides of this towel on the outside, I'll flip it and grab the other sides. Now I can do the fender. So another term for this is a precision wash, because we can stay very precise as to what we're washing and where we're washing.
And you're not going to get drips for days off mirrors and all the moldings, right? This is a very non-drippy wash method.
Yeah.
What happens if I use this method though on a dirty vehicle, Ivan?
You risk scratching.
We don't want to scratch cars.
No, it's not our goal here.
No. So I believe that I'm done with this first towel. Does it have a utility after this, or am I just putting it in a pile to launder later?
It's going into the laundry.
Got it.
But the towel that Nick was using to dry and buff now becomes his wash towel. And we keep going through towels in that succession.
I knew we cycled them, I just couldn't remember. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Then, yes, we can actually clean wheels with this. And just like regular wheel cleaning, I'm going to start with the face of the wheel and work my way in. And other than a bit of brake dust from driving over here, these wheels have nothing on them, but they have these cool little spinners.
If you could see Ivan LaCroix driving this around town, cruising the boulevard, right in the comments below.
Now, I appreciate what this car is, what it represents, etc., and yes, I can see it as being a fun car, but I was a licensed driver when this car came out, and the Caprice was not the dream of a 16-year-old. Let me put it that way. But it's been modified, it's cool, it's a lot of fun. But again, not a car for me. I like small, so this is a little different than small. Now, his previous car, the Miata, that I would have liked. So I've gone around the wheel with the waterless wash, now drying. Like I said, other than maybe a bit of brake dust in the corner here and there, nothing to worry about with these wheels. My towel previously used to dry the vehicle now becomes my wash towel. I'll grab another one. So yes, you will go through a few towels with this. Now I'm gonna be cleaning the windshield. Great use for this, but this has ceramic in it. So do not use it on your interior windows. And you'll be able to see how the product flashes and actually cleans windows very well. One use I have for the waterless wash, actually not my use, but our daughter's use, she likes it on her patio doors because they stay cleaner longer. It's just a great glass cleaner that way. Think of it as a ceramic infused glass cleaner. And no, it's not the same formula as crystal clear, but. Now, if you do have an area that might have just a little bit of dirt on it, you can spray the waterless and let it dwell for a few seconds. Now, Nick, this vehicle has two things your kids may never see.
It looks like a living room sofa in there.
Right. Crushed velvet interior,
Wonderful.
velour, and wind down windows and manual door locks. Those are rare nowadays.
We didn't have power windows when I was a kid, Ivan.
No, but your kids
I know.
may never see this.
Unless I end up driving this car around one day. Maybe it's my dream car, Ivan.
It could be.
Who thinks this should be Ivan's daily driver? Again, write in the comments below.
Or Nick's daily driver. And you know, Nick, this is more your generation's type of car, not mine.
Got it, there you go.
So doing a waterless wash on a vehicle is actually a fairly quick process.
Do you like waterless wash?
I do. It's something that, again, it's not for every vehicle. It has its place. Its place is not every car, but for something like this, it's actually a very good tool.
I don't know why. I think it's because my grandpa, I think, had an older car with kind of these velour seats, but this actually smells like very nostalgic to me.
Okay.
There's a smell, I don't know, these bench seats, when you get in, again, it kind of has that, I don't know what the smell is. It captures a lot of odors, I'm sure, but I'm old enough to have sat in one of these as a kid. And
Mid-80s GM,
yep,
they all have the same smell.
yep. You know the smell, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. Is it the carpet? Is it the fabric, the velour?
It's the upholstery, the plastics.
Boy, makes me miss my grandpa, actually. It's kind of a nostalgic feeling when I smelled that, so cool.
And you know, if it wasn't for the donk movement, these are vehicles that just would have withered away and gone. The donk movement has its place in the automotive world because the basis was originally the 70s Caprice classics and larger cars, and it's extended into the 80s now. But these, for all intents and purposes, were the family haulers of the day. They weren't special, they weren't revered, they weren't cars that people wanted. You know, you'll see the Caprice is obviously the classic in the donk movement, but you'll also see Ford Crown Victorias, rescued from police service.
Ivan, for not being your kind of vibe, you sure know a lot about these cars.
I'm a car enthusiast, Nick. Doesn't matter what the car is, it deserves respect, and everyone's enthused about some form of car. Some people it's this, some people it's lowriders, other people it's sports cars, antiques, new cars, hyper cars. It doesn't matter, they're all fun. In a lot of donks, the wheels cost more than the car.
In terms of waterless washing, I mean, is this something you do very often, or are you more likely to just pull out the rinseless?
I'm more of a rinseless person, but when doing car shows, that's when the waterless wash comes with me. So for cars and coffee, car shows, things like that, the waterless wash definitely has its place. We had a customer in our shop that he bought a waterless wash from us because he waterless washed his vehicle every day.
Every day, huh?
Every day. So before leaving his garage in the morning, he would waterless wash his car. Now, because it's not dry in here, it's a little humid, I was liberal and sprayed fender and the trunk lid, because as long as it's not drying on us, we're fine. And you can actually see here, white where I've cleaned, it's a little darker here. So there actually is dirt on this car. So when I take a swipe, you can see the difference. Switch my towel to another side. Nick, as we come to the end of washing this, we've gone from the front. I'm at the back bumper here, so we're done. I've gone through 3 towels, so not a big load of laundry to do. And we now have a car that's clean, it's shiny, it's protected, not for long term, but the waterless wash does have some ceramic in it. And it's ready to go back on the show circuit.
Well, I think it's worth noting we want no pressure on this towel, right? Can you talk about the towel kind of twist flip technique one more time?
Yeah, so basically as we're taking the towel across the surface, we're rolling it up. And if there were dirt on the surface, you'd have a line of dirt, and that line of dirt would build up in the towel as you go. So very important to do that. No pressure on the towel. Like anything we do in detailing, pressure is never your friend. But patience is. Having fun is part of detailing. And this is a fun car. Enjoy it. Have fun. The waterless wash, this is a vehicle almost designed for it.
So this is a ceramic infused product. You may think, is it gonna clog up my towel? Well, if you launder it right away, it won't. If you put it in a bucket of rinseless wash in your garage for 15, 20, 30 minutes, and then launder, you'll be totally fine too, or for a day. So if you're not gonna launder this right away, put it in a bucket with some kind of cleaner with the surfactants in there, your rinseless bucket, an Incredible Suds bucket, or if you launder right away, you'll have no problem whatsoever. We recommend Detail Co. Renaissance if you're gonna be laundering your microfiber towels for detailing. Does a phenomenal job, Ivan.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Renaissance is something that actually stopped our R&D process. We were in the process of designing and making a microfiber wash, tried Renaissance, game over. We can't improve on that. So that's why we suggest that to you. That being said, the towels, if you don't have a bucket of rinseless, just put them in water. There are surfactants in this formula, and the surfactants will keep the towels from getting too clogged up. Now, you mentioned door jambs. Take a look at this beautiful velvet interior, wind down windows, manual door locks, the way cars used to be. And for the interior, a couple sprays on the towel, never spray on an interior. The rest of the door is fabric, so these unfortunately are showing a bit of rust, so we'll stay away from that. I don't want to get paint chips in my towels. Once you get a paint chip in a towel, that towel, you're gonna have to sit there with tweezers pulling the paint chips out. Not a good idea. And you notice I didn't spray any on the windows. Not my towel. I'm not gonna use this on windows on the inside. Anything that promotes beading can also promote fogging on interior windows.
I hate to use this cliche, Ivan, but waterless wash truly is quick and easy.
It's simple, like I said, you're going to the car show, waterless wash is your friend. You have a vehicle that only gets driven once in a while, accumulates a bit of dust in your garage, waterless wash is your friend. This is safer than a car cover. And why am I bringing up a car cover? A lot of cars like this that don't get driven a lot, people will put a car cover on it. Unless you're washing the car before putting the car cover on, you're putting this car cover on, the dust that's on the car, where does it go? Inside the car cover. The car cover moves around a little bit, especially if it's outside. That dust is being scraped into your paint. Best to let the dust accumulate on the vehicle. That's not a concern. When you're ready to drive it, spend 10 minutes, do a waterless wash on it, and you're good to go.
Speaking of good to go, these wheels are so clean now.
Right.
But they weren't hard to clean. Some
No.
wheels are hard to clean, Ivan.
Yes.
If folks are like, okay, I want to learn how to use iron remover, all clean, breaking down all kinds of crud on wheels to deliver something that looks more like this. Do we have videos on that?
Yeah, and it's right here.